What's up, y'all? Today we're gonna talk about back in the day when I was in a boy band group, you know what I mean, titled S1. Some of you guys probably already know, heard the story. I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about it. I had my boy come through, K.JAE. We're gonna talk a little bit with him, and you guys are gonna get a little bit of the story of how it went down back then. I think this was back in like 2005. When we started the group, 2004, roughly around there. So yeah, man, I want y'all to sit tight because it's a cool little story, man. It's crazy. Stay tuned.
What's up? I love it.
You gotta let the message be known.
Got that baby bump.
If you don't see it here, you'll see it right there. Just in case you missed it. Okay.
So what happened was, I remember it was crazy because I remember when I think back then, I had a piano. I remember my mom's bought me a piano. So I got this piano and I was playing these beats. I used to go to a school up in San Bernardino where I met a couple friends. So we ended up making music off of this keyboards. And we started just rapping and, singing to it and stuff. And that's kind of how I really started getting like that itch for doing music. And we doing this. I lived in this apartment complex. I remember a guy comes downstairs. A guy lived downstairs, right? So he ended up owning his own record label. And I just remember thinking to myself, like, I wish I could be on his label. I wanted to be on this dude's label so bad. Like, I was just like, what are the chances I just started doing music and we're doing this and then this guy has his own label? So that never worked out, you know what I'm saying? I don't think we've ever actually pursued it. It was just kind of like one of those things where you're hoping he was like, hey, I like what you guys are doing type thing and put us on, but it never happened. So I remember joining the choir class, and that's where it kind of took it to that next level of like, okay, I'm singing now, like, you know what I mean? One of the dudes that I was kicking it with, that was actually in the choir class with me, he got, a girl told him about an audition. So she tells him about the audition, and he was like, hey, I'm about to go to this audition after school. You want to come with me? So me and one of my other homies, we went down there with him, right? So we go down to the audition, and I don't know if he told me like to try out for it. I think we were just supposed to be there with him. I don't know how it went, you know what I mean? We walk into this room, man, and it was like, set up. It felt like official, you know what I mean? I was only like 10th grade, so no, 9th grade. I think it was, no, 10th grade, it was 10th grade. So I was in the 10th grade, and man, I was excited for us, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is this about? So I remember we ended up all singing, and I remember, I just remember they were like, okay, we talked a little bit, chopped it up with, the other members, and that's how this whole boy band, this whole group stuff started. So I ended up signing with them. We did the Black College Expo. We did our own tour, where it was like a high school tour, which was crazy. Like, so we set up, we had posters at the time. The posters were set up and sent to the school like maybe a week or two earlier, just to let them know we were coming. And man, I did not expect when we got there. We get out, we do the show, and I'm talking about everybody that was in that school. We were in a quad, and everybody was out there. It felt like 1 million people ran up to us and was just grabbing our shirts, grabbing our clothes. They had to pull us off the stage, put us in the car. Like, man, it was something. We had a good time together, man, but we also, had some times where, we didn't know each other. So it was 5 people, I think, that actually started in that group, and all of them ended up like dropping out. So it really ended up just me, KJ, and AD. And yeah, man, you put 3 people from 3 different places together, and it was a ride, man. It was just ups and downs, man. It was the great times, it was messed up times. You seen Diddy's Making the Band and all that stuff. It's kind of exactly like that, you know what I mean? You get a bunch of people in one room, and you know what I mean? And we were kids too at the time, so we didn't take nothing seriously. Like, you know what I mean? We were just loving the actual, going out there and just getting all that attention. But when it came to the work, man, we worked. We had to work, man. I didn't even dance. Like, They both danced. I didn't dance at all. I was on stage dancing and I couldn't dance. So I was doing all the choreography. So you can imagine how weird and awkward I probably looked. Well, actually, I pulled it off pretty cool. I think I did. You know what I mean? Because nobody actually said anything. If I can remember a story, let me tell you about K.JAE. K.JAE was always cool, man. Well, actually, he was a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, he was aggressive, man. K.JAE was aggressive, man. He was one of those, he was a competitor. He's a competitor at everything. I hate playing basketball with him because he has to win. Like, you just want to let him win. That's how bad he wants to win, man. He was one of those people who and I'm the opposite. I never wanted to compete. I never wanted to, you know what I mean? I just felt like I enjoyed the ride. When we go out there and we see these groups, you know what I mean? Like, it was always like that competitive spirit. Like, I just wanted to have fun, like, you know what I mean? But they just, yeah, we have to smash on everybody that's out here, you know what I mean? Kind of mentality. We had good times. I remember one time we was in Atlanta. So we in Atlanta. I remember something happened. And I don't know if KJ want me to tell y'all this, but so something happened. So we're out there, and in Atlanta, I guess they take it seriously about skating. I didn't know, you know, this is our first time out there. You know, like I said, we were only in like 10th, 11th grade. So KJ's on the floor, and I remember something happened. So KJ slides over there to me. And this is a little bit how KJ was back then. So he slides over there to me. He was like, hey, come with me over here real quick, man. This dude's tripping. So I'm like, all right. So we go over there, talks to the dude. He's just talking to the dude. So I'm standing there, and all you see was KJ swing up. Like, you know what I mean? I just remember him swinging. And he did miss. I ain't gonna lie, he did miss the dude. But as soon as he swung, I guess that dude, all I seen was that dude swing back. And the whole club jumped on us. I mean, not the whole club, but the whole skating rink jumped on us. I think they mainly jumped on me because I don't know how it happened. I ended up in a circle of like 50 people and one dude just punching down. And he hit me in the face every single time. Like, I don't even know. And all these people, he did not miss not one time. Like 50 hits in the face. It was crazy. We had our boy Trax with us. They used to tour with us too. Shout out Trax, shout out AD, you know what I mean? And I remember he had skates on, man, and he had some heart, man. If you see this dude, you'd be like, nah, he probably wouldn't help you guys, man. Sure enough, and this is what I heard because I was getting punched up. He had skates on, and he's riding his skates, I heard, and it was a whole crowd, and he jumped in the crowd with his skates, you know? But he did get pushed right back out. But he tried. That's the bottom line is he tried. When you get into fights, man, you got that adrenaline going. I mean, we all boys back then, so it was cool. It was cool. Even though we lost, terribly, we lost, but it was cool. It's been like 15 years. We've been friends, so it's is it 15? Maybe. Or maybe, yeah. In life, you know, you really don't have a lot of people that stick around in your life. We always bumped heads, like all of us bumped heads, you know what I mean? But I don't know what happened. I remember one day I was just like, this dude has changed. Like his whole aura, everything, he was just really calm, man. Every time I call Jay, man, the same person. I mean, I can only say that about a few, like not even, a handful of people in my life that you can just call years later and just be like, talking to like we just talked yesterday, you know what I mean? And there's no feeling like that, man. But we always had a good time, you know what I mean? I believe God works, you know what I'm saying? Like he knew what he was doing. No matter what decision we made or where we are right now, this was what was meant to happen. Like, I believe it wasn't for nothing. I don't believe that, you know what I'm saying, like the way it happened, those chain of events led up to where I am now and what I'm doing and what I'm passionate about. Like, I can't let that go. It's just the atmosphere, you know, once we were taken away from that group, man, the atmosphere changed. It wasn't about music anymore. It was about surviving, taking care of the family. It was, you know what I'm saying, like real life stuff. Like, you know, that type of stuff was like, yeah, that happened, and you need to let that go because you got a wife, you got kids, you got responsibilities. At least for me, you know what I'm saying. It was, you know, it's real life, you know. But before this time, we actually did a karaoke night, and man, when I say like. We sung Can You Stand the Rain. So Can You Stand the Rain was one of the songs off the album and that we did back then. And when we sang that song in there, I mean, people came up to, this was like 2 years ago. Maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe a year ago. so we get on the stage and we singing, man, and just you can hear, if you heard the vocals, if you heard the way we were on point, it was like we didn't practice. Well, no, I think we did. We did go through it like one or two times in the RV before we actually went out and did that show. But it was a hit, and it just felt really good. Like being up there with him, I was like, I have to figure this out. I have to find my way back. And then I look at where I'm at now, like God knows He gives you the desire of your heart. This is what I like. I used to think He gives you the desire of your heart means whatever I want, God gives me. No. He gave me the desire to want what I want. And that's why I'm going after it. Because that gives me the promise, like, oh, I can have what I want. But I have to work for it. And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. If anything, like living my purpose, living my desire, bringing that out, fulfilling that, is everything to me. And especially if, you know, like I said, we all do music. If that's his desire too, to do music, and he just needed the atmosphere or whatever to be in to bring him back, you know what I mean? Because you can lose that desire. You know what I'm saying? I've almost lost it. You know what I'm saying? And looking at him when he's saying like he gave up, like, oh, he was done. When I called, he said he was done. Like he laughed. Like I don't even have nothing to do with music. I was just like, dang. So when he comes back, man, you seen him just snap into it. Like, man, I know this is what he loves to do. And yeah, man, just to put us back in that. We don't need all the, you know, the attention or whatever. Just doing what we love to do, being able to let the world hear it. That's what it's all about for me. And I definitely know that's what it's all about for him. Yeah, we're just gonna talk a lot about it because this is what it's all about, man. Learning from our experiences, where we came from to where we're going, who's there, who's not, and why. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be crazy, man. You guys stay tuned because I'm about to tell you guys my story.